Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're well. Today I'm gonna be ranking all the guns in Civivio, including the rotation modes. I get asked quite often, especially on stream and on Discord, what's the best gun to use in game, and especially from new players who will obviously be overwhelmed by the amount of guns there are. It isn't so obvious to know which ones to use and not, so hopefully this helps you out. Let's take a look at the categories we'll be ranking them in. So we've got insta-win. These are weapons which just guarantee the win. As soon as you get them, you feel totally overpowered and nobody's got a chance. And then we've got airdrop heaven and chicken dinner. These are weapons which you're really happy to find and again give you a very high potential of winning. Next we've got continued looting and upgrade required. So the weapons I'm going to put in here are decent, but whilst you've got them, you're always looking for these higher tier weapons. And then at the bottom we've got better using my fists, which is pretty self-explanatory, and then garbage / hacker level. Let's get started. So the first one we've got is the AK. Over time though, as they've added more guns, it's fallen down, but I'd still very much put it into continued loading. In the right hands, this can still do a lot of damage and is a very powerful weapon, but they have added some slightly upgraded versions or better variants, one of which is the AN. So that one I'm putting in chicken dinner. Of the two leader weapons, it is the weaker one, but still very powerful. And next we've got a no-brainer. The awm-s has to go in insta-win. It's got the potential to one-shot, and even through the strongest of armor, it's definitely doing a lot of damage, so that goes there. After that we've got the bar. I'm going to put in upgrade required for the sole reason that the clip size is 20 and it does run out pretty fast. Next we've got the peacemakers, so I'm putting the duels in continued looting and the single in upgrade required. One of the better pistols in my opinion, but therein lies the limitation as well. It is a pistol after all, so very small clip size, and it does take a while to reload. But speaking of pistols, here we go. Boom and boom. The first shot on the deagle is insanely accurate, and anyone with a decent shot can do so much damage with these. With the duels, obviously there's 2 times the firepower and clip size, so it has to be slightly higher. Next we've got the DP. That one definitely fits nicely into continued looting. This one's a bit controversial, the FAMAS. I know a lot of the higher tier players do rate it a lot for its burst and accuracy, but for the general player, it's fair to put in upgrade required. If your shot isn't great, the entire burst is going to miss, and then you're not dealing any damage, so it's not a good position to be in. And then after that, we've got the flare guns. Now, this is a bit tricky. So the flare gun itself doesn't do any damage, so by that logic, it should go here. But really, it's all about the potential of what the flare gun brings, and in the airdrops, you can get everything from the awm-s right the way down to all these other higher tier weapons. So for that reason, it has to be airdrop heaven at least. Next we've got the M1 Grand, I believe. When this came out, I used it a lot and would probably put it up here in chicken dinner, but over time I've realized it's actually not that good and there are better options. I'm demoting it down to upgrade required. What do we have next? It's the, oh god, the G13, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything, guys. If you've used it, you know why it's going there. Moving swiftly on, the M16, very similar to the AK. In the early days of the game, it'd be up here, but nowadays, it's just a nice weapon that you can do a lot of damage with, but there are better options out there. And speaking of, here we go, Super 90. Now this one, I'm tempted to put in insta-win. So it's weird, it takes shotgun ammo, but it's basically a sniper. And then going from one end of the spectrum to the other, we've got the pathetic excuse of the turkey gun. This feather firing pea shooter was added in a Thanksgiving update and somehow has managed to stay in the game. Definitely needs removing. Oh, and whilst we're here, you can put the M19 and the duels. It's just got such horrible damage and accuracy. Next, we've got the M39, I believe. I'm not too good with the names, but it's essentially a better version of the M1 Grand. So that fits nicely one tier above. And then we've got the M249. Oh, so when this was added, guys, it used to be called Redacted, I think, or some weird name. But yeah, this was the most powerful weapon in its time. I'm even tempted to put it here in chicken dinner. Actually, no, that isn't fair, is it? No, I'm going to put in airdrop heaven for now. I might move it down, but it's still insanely strong. And then we've got the M1A1, it can go there. A nice weapon to find, quite common. Then we've got the M4A1 silenced, is definitely chicken dinner. The rate of fire, the damage, the silence element, all working in its benefit. And then we've got the OG itself, the M870. Prior to the reload updates, it was possible to quick switch 2 of these. All the pros used to just rock double M870s and quick switch them like crazy. Sadly, it's not possible to quick switch 2 of them anymore. You can still do one, but that has knocked it right down to continued looting. Any lower than this would be harsh. Like, I don't think it's in the category with these guns. Then we've got the dual M9s. Not bad, but I'd use my fist. Having said that though, the single M9 is just worlds apart. It's weird how a single and dual can be so different, but this one is more so than the awm-s and insta-win. So that definitely has to go there. And then we've got the burst pistol. Again, I don't remember the name. I think it's M93 or something. These ones, you're better off using your fist. Actually, what I'm going to do is move the duals to upgrade required and keep the single there. I've found the duals quite often and they're not bad. Like, I prefer them to my fist, but with the single, I'd probably end up punching the person instead. Next, we've got one of the most underrated weapons in the game, the MAC-10. So a lot of people overlook this weapon and would probably put it down here. I'm putting it there without a doubt. Even now though, I'd put it on par with the MP5. So you know what, let's put that there as well next to it. After that, we've got, what is this one? Is this the, I think it's called Mark 12. So this one I actually like a lot, more so than a lot of these weapons here. So I'm putting it into chicken dinner. It might be because I prefer snipers. Whenever I find that, I get a lot of damage done. I'm not sure what this gun is, guys. I think it's the Model 94. If it is, I'm putting that in upgrade required. The biggest issue with that is reload time. I've been in the situation many times where you want to fire again and it's just taking forever. And from one sniper to the other, oh, this is just sniper royalty, guys. Airdrop heaven. Can't complain with that. I'd happily take that every game. We've got the MP220. This has the potential to drop a lot of damage, but it is also 2 shots. And once your shots are up, you're a sitting duck. So I'm putting that in upgrade required. After that, we've got the OTs and then, okay, the silence OTs. Dual will go into upgrade required and then single into better using my fist. So these guns also reload 1 bullet at a time. But with the duals, you are more likely to finish someone. By that logic, I should put the silence ones there as well, but for some reason I feel like there's less recoil with the silence. Maybe it's just mind games, but I'm putting them 1 tier higher for that reason. I haven't used them loads, but whenever I have, I've done a lot better than the originals. Oh, we got the big boys coming up, guys. PKP has to go insta-win. And then we've got the QBB. Yeah, I'm unsure with this one. It could go in either of these. I'm going to put in chicken dinner for the reason that it's not on the level of the M249, although it is very close. The Saiga, again, I'm not even looking anything below continued looting. It's definitely up here. Flashback a few years, it'd be instantly there. Now, oh, I don't know. At least minimum chicken dinner. That doesn't feel right. It has to be airdrop heaven. Yeah, that feels better. What I think I'm going to do, guys, is move these flare guns. I've just been thinking about them down to chicken dinner. And then what do we have? The Scar. Oh, I don't need to explain. Naturally goes there. Then we've got the CZ. Although I've played the game a lot, I haven't actually come across it many times. It's one of the rarer weapons to find. But I think it's on par with the Scar. That feels about right going there. Then we've got the Spas 12. Very reliable, excellent to quick switch with, and if you've got a good shot, it's definitely a weapon you can get wins with. And speaking of weapons that you can more than definitely get a win with, the SV, it's just one that I wouldn't swap, or if it is, maybe for an awm-s, but I am putting in insta-win. And then we've got the UMP. I'm tempted to put it here, guys. I really don't like it. I'll put it in there for now, but it could quite easily go in here. Not a huge fan of that at all. But what I am a huge fan of is the USAS. Boom, you can go there. Insta win, guys, if you get it. And then we've got the 2 vectors. So although they look slightly different and take different ammo, I don't actually think there's a difference in the fire rate and damage. These ones, I'm putting in chicken dinner. The main flaw with these guns is if you're fighting someone at range, they're really not that that effective, but in close range, oh god, the amount they deliver. Then we have the Groza and the Groza Silence. So similar to the OTs, for some reason I feel like the Silence is stronger. I don't know why or how that works, but whenever I use it, I feel there is a difference. Maybe it's in my mind. Comment below if you actually know whether there's a difference. And then we've got the John Wick guns, the P30. These are the only guns in game that give you a speed boost, so they've got a really nice passive ability. So definitely going in continued looting. And with the duels, actually I'd put them up here in chicken dinner. Next we've got the potato cannon. I'm putting that in airdrop heaven. So although it's only available on potato mode, it's basically a grenade launcher, and the only reason I'm not putting in insta win is on how slow it is, and you only have a 4 magazine size. Then we have the Scout Elite, in other words a weaker version of the Mosin, so I'm putting that slightly lower. And then we've got the BLR, which has a ammo size of 3, which is a huge limitation, so we'll put that into continued looting. Next we have the L86. I don't know, I think this is only available on Savannah mode, and in Savannah when I get it, it's definitely a nice weapon to find, but I'm always looking for the Mosin or one of these higher ranked snipers, so putting that into continued looting. And speaking of higher ranked snipers, so this is the Mark 12, the only other sniper that uses the same ammo as the awm-s, the subsonic ammo, so you might be forgiven for assuming it goes up here, but it just doesn't. Although it's got faster rate of fire, the damage just isn't there, so I think it's fair to say chicken dinner. It's still a really good weapon, but it doesn't compete with these top tier ones. Then we have the SVD, I believe, really similar to this L82, found on the Savannah mode and a decent gun. And then I'm putting the VSS there as well. So yeah, all 3 of these are not bad at all, but I'm always looking for the better options when I got them. One of those better options is right here, this Mark 45, another highly underrated weapon. I see a lot of people leaving it or dropping it for some of these lower tier weapons. The first shot accuracy in this is amazing, so in the right hands it is very powerful, but what isn't is this Hawk, whatever it is. I'm looking down here, maybe it's a bit too harsh to point to garbage, but it's definitely going into better using my face. People compared this to the M870 when it came out, and that's just a load of BS. It isn't even close. And then we've got this, I don't know, I think that's the Halloween version of the M9. What was it called? Demented or Tormented or Haunted, something spooky M9. And once you found it, you weren't able to swap it out for something, which was very annoying, so you're better using your fists on that one. And then we've got the Spud gun, which is a lot of fun to use. Great for memeing people, but in reality, you want to continue looting and get one of these better guns. PKM is a solid machine gun, and will most likely result in a chicken dinner if you play your cards right with it. And then we have, the almighty Bugle. Is definitely not going there. It's going here. It's trash, guys. I don't like it at all. You can't damage anyone with it, and all you do is toot your horn when you die, which really isn't much use. And then, okay, we've got 2 big boys at the end here. So we've got the minigun. Now, I know a lot of you will put this up here, but in reality, if you're up against any half decent player, you're basically stood still and an easy target, and will almost guaranteed die. So for that reason, I am putting it into chicken dinner. And then another super rare weapon is this grenade launcher thing. It's got unique ammo that none of these other weapons take, so every time I have got it, I've only been able to fire like 3 or 4 bullets max, so very quickly you have to continue looting, as without ammo it's pretty useless. With that, we have ranked all the weapons. There's a few that are on here, including melee weapons. Like the ones that come into mind are the pan would definitely go into insta win, and then same with the medic weapon, and also the lightsabers. Those were insane, and there's probably a few others, but anyway, here is my final ranking of the common weapons that you find in game. Let me know in the comments if you agree or which ones you'd change. But yeah, this has been fun. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon. Peace.